today is going to talk about how to incorporate better and more vegetables into your kids' diet and maybe even into yours. So one thing that I like to do, especially when we're hitting the summer months, is actually to take my kids to the farmer's market. We have ours a couple of different times throughout the week. We have our big one on Saturday, which is what I did this weekend, and brought my kids with me to be able to help me pick out some vegetables. We also have it come on Tuesdays and Thursdays downtown with just the farmer's market and not the Saturday market attached. But we made it a family event for Saturday. Went down to the Saturday market, experienced a whole bunch of sights, saw performers, saw concerts. It was awesome. The kids loved the atmosphere. And then we took a trip across the road to go to the farmer's market portion of the Saturday market. And one of the great things is that the kids start to get excited about the vegetables and the fruits that they're seeing. So we picked out some snacks. Of course, first on our list was picking up fruit because my kids love to pick out fruit. So we picked up some cherries and blackberries and raspberries and blueberries for us to snack on. We actually ate those for breakfast the next day. And then we were on a mission to find vegetables. We wanted to do a dinner and a movie night, and we wanted to watch Mulan. And so we were doing an Asian theme. So we decided to look at vegetables that would fit with a stir fry. So we let the kids pick out what kind of vegetables they were looking for. My two younger ones loved it. We had some carrots that were chosen, also some zucchini, and then we had some red peppers already at home, I knew, but we found some broccoli to go with it. And so we decided to put all of that into our stir fry. I'm going to actually show you how to make a stir fry, and this is applicable to whether you have kids or not. I just like the idea of involving the kids in with the decisions of what vegetables are going into dinner because they remember that they picked them out. They love to help cut them, prepare them, depending on whether they can use a sharp knife or not, and then be able to eat them off of their plate. And they're a lot more excited when they were involved in the picking out of the food. And especially when I compare that with dinner and a movie and actually watch something that goes along with it. So on our meal plan tonight is going to be Asian veggies that are stir-fried along with some brown rice. I have a few more things that are going to be added to it. So for our vegetables, we chose our broccoli, our carrots, our zucchini, and also I had red peppers. As far as the amounts go, I am making more than just for our family for dinner tonight, but approximately a half of a zucchini per person, a half of a red pepper per person, a half of a carrot per person, and then about a cup of broccoli per person. So that's the vegetables that we're going to be using. I also am going to use a few condiments. For our cooking tonight, we are going to use coconut oil and sesame oil. It is my new favorite to use the two of these combined. After it's done cooking, I'm going to add a little bit of liquid aminos on top of it. Essentially, liquid aminos is like a fancy soy sauce, for lack of a better word. It is non-GMO, soy-based, and it tastes just like soy sauce, but I like that it is non-GMO because a lot of our soy products contain GMOs. And then also I made a little mixture of toasted sesame seeds with nori, which is seaweed, blended up together to just create a little bit of a sprinkle. It also has a little bit of pink Himalayan salt in it. And I used that to put on top of my rice and my vegetables. So let's get cooking. So welcome to my kitchen. I do not have a kitchen that is set up with a lot of space or for me to be able to kind of give you a really good view of everything, but we're gonna make it work. It's tight quarters. Right now in the back, I already have cooking the brown rice for tonight, and I actually used brown jasmine rice. So we like the jasmine flavor of it, but it still gives the health of the whole grain with our brown rice. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start our stir fry. So to start us off, what I have in here so far is some sesame oil and some coconut oil. I use approximately a teaspoon of sesame oil and a teaspoon of coconut oil for each serving that I'm making. And again, I am making more than just what our family needs for dinner, because I'm going to actually use the leftovers for lunches for me for the next couple of days. And so I've got a lot of oil going on here. I do keep my sesame oil in the refrigerator. I do not keep my coconut oil in the refrigerator if I know I'm going to be using a lot, just because it is fairly solid at room temperature. You can see though, as it starts to get a little bit warmed up, it actually melts quite nicely. And I know this seems like a lot of different oil that we have. However, these are good, healthy fats that we're using. And so we like to actually improve how much healthy fats we're eating, decrease how many of the unhealthy fats we're eating, and make sure that I am getting a lot of those monounsaturated fats in. So I will be honest, I wish that I had a wok. It is not something that I currently own, so I just used a big frying pan to be able to do all of this. And this is actually a recipe that I stole or first started using during the Ultimate Reset, which I just finished. So I'm going to wait for my pan to get pretty hot. I'm going to go ahead and pour in my carrots. Some of these are ones that Keenan cut and are a little bit thicker. He helped me prepare. Right now he's out working on a project with Dad. And some of them I cut, so some of them are a little bit more thick than others. But I'm going to start with doing the carrots, and I'm going to stir fry these under a medium hot temperature for about 3 minutes or so. We are on medium high and have been cooking for about 3 minutes. It looks like it's tons and tons of oil, but soon that is going to go away, and as it soaks into all of the vegetables. The next thing that I'm putting in is my broccoli, and I will continue to cook my broccoli for about 2 to 3 minutes before I add in my final set of vegetables. After about 2 to 3 minutes of cooking, you'll notice that the broccoli starts to change color a little bit and deepens in the green, becomes a little bit darker of a green color. And that's when I know that I am ready to put in my final set of vegetables. Here we have got our red peppers and our zucchini, and I am going to maximize my frying pan at this point in the capacity that it can hold, and stir everything up. So I'm continuing to stir and to mix and to stir fry all the vegetables. Essentially I'm going to go for a few more minutes, maybe about 5 more minutes. It depends on how many vegetables we're cooking. But my goal is to be able to go until our zucchini and our red peppers are soft, tender to the touch, making sure not to try and destroy the broccoli in the process. As my last and final step, I'm going to take my liquid aminos and about 1 tablespoon, maybe a little bit less per serving. I'm actually not even going to measure this time, and I'm just going to start pouring it in and mix that up to give it a nice flavor. At this point, I'm going to go ahead, and because I'm doing the 21-day fix extreme right now, I'm going to measure out my vegetables using my green container, measure out my brown rice using 2 of my yellow containers, because I had enough to be able to do that from today. And I'm going to top it with my mixture of toasted sesame seeds, as well as the nori and the Himalayan salt that's mixed in. And here we have a wonderful, wonderful dinner already prepared. The kids are now coming in, washing up their hands, and ready to start watching Mulan for our dinner and a movie. And we are excited to bring you this stir fry. We hope you enjoyed it and hope you can utilize this as one of your meals.